Good morning, dear students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. I'm going to be your teacher for Entrepreneurship 1. Welcome to my class again. Good. Before continue, I would like you to make sure that you have with you a pen or a pencil and a notebook or maybe a folder. The material we're going to use this year is a folder with about 25 paper sheets. They can be lines or squares, that's okay. So make sure take a few seconds to go for a notebook or to go for a folder and a pen or a pencil. And remember, it's very important you take notes of this class. The material we're going to use is going to be in your hands. It's very important you copy the information so you can use it later to study. Anyway, you can watch this video as many times as you want. Okay, so go for it. I'm going to be here waiting for you. What do we have here? Do you remember this? Yeah, right? If you were with you in the review we had a few days ago, you probably remember these 4 keywords that we're going to use the rest of the year. Very important words. So I'm going to talk about them a little bit because we already know them. And if you practice the pronunciation, you probably are reading them right now and doing really well. So the first keyword, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, it's a person. You already know that. Entrepreneurship, it's a process. Enterprise, outcome. Remember that enterprises produce something. So it's what comes out from a company, from an enterprise. Entrepreneurial characteristics. So these are going to be adjectives. Just because you probably forgot a little bit the pronunciation, we're going to do a very short exercise right now. I'm going to say the word, and I want you to repeat after me. I know you're at home and probably thinking about, oh, I already know this, but it's okay. Let's take a few seconds to continue. Are you ready? So I say the word and you repeat. 1, 2, 3. Entrepreneur. Again, entrepreneur. Okay, you probably did it good. Next, entrepreneurship. Repeat. Entrepreneurship. Okay, next. This one is more common for you. Enterprise. Enterprise. And finally, this is like my favorite one. I don't know why I like it very much. Okay, I say it, you repeat. Entrepreneurial. Again, entrepreneurial. And now let's say the 4 words. Entrepreneur, entrepreneurship, enterprise, entrepreneurial. Come on, now it's your turn. Say it. One more time. Okay, let's continue. What do we have here, finally? You probably say like, okay, we've been talking about this for a while, but what is entrepreneurship? What is that? We know that it's a process, yes. Now we know how to write it. It is a process, but here on the right, we have a short definition that can help us to understand better what that is. So let's read. Entrepreneurship is the process of starting a business or other organizations. The entrepreneur develops a business model, acquires the human and other required resources, and is fully responsible for its success or failure. Okay, I'm coming back to this word. I'm going to use something different. This. Okay, something very important. It says entrepreneurship is the process of starting. Starting. Remember that entrepreneur or entrepreneurship comes from a French word. And the meaning of that French word, that French word is to start something new. So when we're talking about entrepreneurship, we're talking about the process that is going to help you to start something new. Got it? That's why I'm making sure you read this word, starting, because it's like the basis of entrepreneurship. Remember that. Again, entrepreneurship is the process of starting a business or other organizations. Why do we say other organizations? Because later in other class, we're going to talk about the types of entrepreneurship. That's why it says business or other organizations. The entrepreneur, it means the person. The entrepreneur develops a business model, acquires a human and other required resources, because when we have a business or when we start an entrepreneurial process, we're going to use resources. What kind of resources? Human resources. It means people. You will need money. You will need a place. You will need knowledge and all kind of other resources. What happened with this entrepreneur? It's fully responsible for its success or failure. I'm going to make a sad face here because failure is something negative. Okay, so it's fully responsible for its success or failure. There you are. Let's continue. Okay. Remember, you're taking notes. So by now, you probably in your notebook or in your folder, you have the definition of entrepreneurship. Did you copy? Anyway, you can check the video later. Second part, what are the steps of entrepreneurship? And I love these because they are really simple. They are simple, but it's very important that you remember the order, because the order in these steps is going to lead you to a final product. So the three steps are idea. Here it is, idea. This is number one, idea. Number two, plan. And number three, action. I'm going to explain this a little bit. So because entrepreneurship means to start something new, it means that you're going to have an idea. It's very important that that idea is new, or maybe you are improving something. So make sure that it's something original. Make sure you are not copying someone else's idea. Otherwise, it's not going to be an entrepreneurial process, okay? So that's very important. Step number one, idea. Again, what kind of idea? Your own idea, original, new, something to improve, any other idea. That's step number one. Now that we have an idea, we need a plan. What are we going to do with this? What do we need? When, where, how, why, objectives, process, where to start, how to do it, who to talk to. Okay, so that's your plan. Usually when it's like a small business or like a little idea, something like you want to do at home or at school, maybe the idea is not that big, so you don't need to write down a plan. But if you are going to open a business, if you are going to increase your business and you need a lot of money, you probably will need to go to the bank. So the bank is not going to be there waiting for you to give you money. Of course not. The bank is going to be there to help you, but they need papers, they need information. What they need the most is numbers. So the bank is going to ask you, okay, your idea sounds great. Wow, you're going to make a lot of money with that. But where is your plan? We need to read that. We need to analyze the numbers, and then we need to take decisions. That's why you need a plan, because you really need to be organized and make sure that you are going to make it right. And once we have the idea and we have the plan how to do it, we execute the plan. We go into action. So we make it real, we make it happen. That's why the order is so important, guys, because you can't jump from idea to action without a plan. You can have a break here, like, oh my God, I forgot this. Oh, I should have done this, or you don't want regrets. So take your time to think, to sit down and plan, to ask for help, to learn how to do it, and then you go directly to the action. If you do something without any of these steps, that's not entrepreneurship. That's something else, but it's not something entrepreneurial, okay? You need these 3 steps. If you go from a plan to action, where's the idea? So probably if you already have a plan, it's an idea that someone else had. In that case, it's not entrepreneurial either, because it's not new. And if you just do something because you felt like doing it, maybe it's going to work for a while, but without a plan and without idea, probably it's going to fail. So be careful. Now that you are at home, I want you to close your eyes. Come on, close your eyes. Yeah, I know I'm not watching and you're probably laughing right now, but it's okay. Close your eyes and think about these 3 steps and say it. 1, 2, 3. Idea, plan, action. Good. So there you are. Today you learned the 3 steps of entrepreneurship. Let's continue. Okay, now what is an entrepreneur? That's kind of obvious. We've been talking about this for days. We saw it before. Yes, it is a person. It is a person, with big ideas or new ideas. But what is special about this person? Why is not everybody entrepreneurs? Why? Why is not possible? Well, this is the answer. Because an entrepreneur needs to be a person that have big or new ideas, but not also the ideas, also to plan the ideas, to think about how to do it. And with all this, they need, these entrepreneurs, they need like some characteristics, very, very important. So here we have some important characteristics of an entrepreneur. Pay attention, I'm saying some, in this case, 4 characteristics, but there are a lot more characteristics. We're going to check on these 4 because they are like the most important, the most common ones. So let's check on them. Let's read them first. Very important that an entrepreneur has an attitude, a positive attitude, creativity, relationships, and organization. Okay, so these are like the most important characteristics of an entrepreneur. Let's talk about a little bit attitude. And I want you to go above here on this black chart, and it says, positive attitude, long way. If you have a positive attitude, facing all the problems we have in life, facing all the problems you probably are going to have in a business, if you are positive about that, that is going to take you to a long way. And with a positive attitude, you're going to finish. You're going to get your goals. You're going to grow. You're going to success. That's why it's very important about the attitude. So if you know someone that wants to be an entrepreneur, but with a terrible negative attitude, you better talk to that person and tell them, hey, with that attitude, you're not going further. Okay, so if you want to success in life, if you want to start your business, you really need to have a positive attitude. Next, creativity. And I love this one. I love this one. If you see here in the first picture, you see this lady. Well, here, you see this square wheel. All of us, we know that that's not going to work if you have a bike. Of course, there's nothing you can do with this. So she's like, okay, I have my bike. I'm going to make it different. Like someone at a point in the history invented the bike. So she's like riding her bike, la 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 la, and then she goes up here to the hill, and then she faces a problem. You see here, the hill was a lot of bumps. Okay, so now she's going like, okay, I need to solve this. And pay attention to what she's thinking. She's gonna have troubles if she goes like using this bike here. So she thinks like, okay, I'm going to do it easier, less complicated, and she adds this gadget on her bike. And if you pay attention to the wheels, they have a different shape, like something similar to these bumps. So she's using her creativity to solve the problem, to make it easier. And here in the black chart, it says, solve problems, big ideas. So don't stop. When you have a problem, yes, sometimes we can't think clearly. We don't want to continue, but don't give up. Solve problems. Okay, relationships. And that's connected with a positive attitude and with creativity, but mostly with positive attitude. What are relationships? Relationships is the connection you have with people around you. It can be the people you have in your house, your family, your neighbors, people in your church, people at school, your friends. And if you are working, people at work, your colleagues, other professionals working with you. So these relationships are going to take you to success. And this is the reason, because the more people you know, the more options to get things done. Let's think that maybe you want to start a business about bread. Okay, you want to open a bakery. But my question is, do you know how to cook bread? I'm asking you. Maybe 1, 2, 3 students are going to tell me, yes, I know how to make bread. I make bread with my dad, with my mom, or we have a business. Okay, that's great. But what about the others, the other students? Do you know how to make bread? I don't. But if I want to open a business because I see an opportunity in my neighborhood, like, okay, there is not a bakery around like in 10 kilometers. People want bread. Okay, I'm going to open this business, but I don't know how to make bread. But I know someone who does. So I talk to this person, maybe a friend or a friend of a friend, and I say, hey, you want to work with me? And this person says, yeah, of course, I want to. Okay, I need these materials, like, or these tools, oven and a special table and other gadgets that I don't know. Okay, so this person is going to tell you, yes, but you need to buy these instruments so I can work. And you have no idea where to buy them. But then you ask your friends, like, hey, you know where I can get like a big oven, something professional to make bread? And there's always someone who knows, right? So that's why here in the first picture you see this girl. She's like talking to people she knows. You see her relationships. So she's talking to people like, hey, do you know how to make bread? Do you know where I can get an oven? Do you know how to deliver bread? Do you have plastic bags for bread? What about the name of the place? Maybe you know some marketing and can help me. So this is the person with the big idea, but sometimes you have big ideas, but you don't know how to make it everything. So it's good and very important that you connect to people and start working on your relationships to grow your business. And then success. Success, like you can see here. So she's starting a new business. And this is the last most important characteristic. Again, I repeat, they are not the only characteristics. These are the most important ones. It's to be organized. Organization is extremely important. Now that you're at school and later when you are professionals, if you are organized, believe me, you are going to get success really fast. So let's read here on the left. The more organized you are, the smoother things will run. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that if you have everything in order, things are going to be easier. And here on the left, on the right, we have some things that you need to be organized at in a business. Research, IT systems, this is investigation and technologies, in case you didn't know, IT systems, planning, this is step number 2, employees, relationships, the people that are going to work for you, premises, your ideas, your thoughts, your plans. And now I include more characteristics of a startup. Okay, guys, what is a startup? Okay, Miss Tanya is talking about entrepreneurship and entrepreneur, and she's been talking about characteristics, and suddenly she says more characteristics of a startup. What do you think it is? Any idea? Yes, I wanted to use this word here, and I'm going to use my pencil, I like it. I wanted to use this startup because it's other way to say entrepreneur. Did you know that? Okay. Well, so a startup is like the new word. It's kind of modern. So young people use it better, use it more than entrepreneur. So if you go to Facebook or any other social media and you type famous entrepreneurs, probably you're going to find this word like famous startups. Or Steve Jobs is a famous startup. Or maybe Café de Tere, she's a famous startup. Because it's like more modern word. Okay? So they are the same. One question for you guys. What is other way to say entrepreneur? Good, startup. And here we have other characteristics. Let's read them. Well, creativity, yes. Positive-minded, yes, we check it. Organize it, we check it. But what about discipline? Discipline. Sometimes it's kind of hard to be like this. Waking up early, going to bed really late, working hard, having lunch at this time. So it's very important to be organized and follow your steps. Leadership. Leadership. People like leaders, people with ideas, people with a big heart, with big ideas to lead a group of people. Commitment. An entrepreneur must be a committed person. An entrepreneur must be committed with their people, with their ideas, with their project, open-minded. And this is very important, especially when we're talking about changes. What is happening right now around the world, guys? Everybody's at home. Everybody is studying and working at home. So it's like, okay, I stay at home and I cry and I don't study and I don't go to work and then I quit my job and then I lock the door in my bedroom because I don't know other way to do things. Or I'm like, okay, this is something really bad happening to us around the world, but let's try to embrace it. Let's try to see it in a positive way. This is opening doors to learn new things, to do things in a different way. So be open to the change and use your creativity to solve problems. Resourcefulness, remember we were talking about resources? So for any business or for any project you have, what resources do you need? You will always need people. You will always need money and a place. And by a place, I'm not talking about only a physical place. Probably you start a business online and the resource you need is a website, is internet. So you can do it from your cell phone in your room. You don't have like a specific physical place for your business, but you can do it from your phone. So that's other kind of resource. And in the end, we have team building. Team building. This is connected with relationships. It's very important that people trust in you so you can grow as a person and as a professional. And with all these advices, let's fly. And let's start a business, let's start a project, and let's do it right. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that you have with you a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper, we're going to write down some sentences using the words because we know the definition of all of these words: entrepreneurship, entrepreneur, entrepreneur, and enterprise. And Miss Tani has been talking about this like a lot. Okay, it's good that you know it, but now we're going to use them. We have to know how to use them in a sentence. So right now on your notebook or on your folder, whatever you're using, let's write a sentence with the following words. Come on. Take a few seconds to think a sentence with entrepreneurship. Remember, this is a noun. Come on, do it. Okay, now let's write a sentence with entrepreneur. It's a person, but grammatically is a noun. So write a sentence with entrepreneur. Finish? Okay. Now, entrepreneurial. Remember that it's an adjective. And because it is an adjective, it's going to be connected to a noun. Entrepreneurial doesn't work by itself. It needs a noun to work. Always. Oh, yes. Now I remember the examples that you said on the review. We had entrepreneurial process, entrepreneurial ideas, entrepreneurial person, entrepreneurial people, entrepreneurial characteristics, entrepreneurial activities, etc. So always with a noun. Okay, take a few seconds to write a sentence with this word, entrepreneurial. And finally, this one, enterprise. It's a noun. So let's write a sentence with enterprise. Come on, take a few seconds. Did you finish? Okay, you can pause the video if you need more time. Let's continue. Well, here are some possible answers of how to use these words. So let's read them. With entrepreneurship, I want to learn more about entrepreneurship. Okay, that's a way to use the word. Entrepreneur, a person. My mom is an entrepreneur, period. You don't need more than that. My mom, my dad, my uncle, my cousin, or I am an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurial, again, remember it's an adjective, so it's going to need a noun. I have many entrepreneurial ideas. I have many entrepreneurial friends. I know many entrepreneurial people. An enterprise. I want to have my own enterprise. That would be great, you know. If you have your own business, that would be awesome. I would be very proud of you. Okay, remember these are possible answers. I'm not telling you to copy this exactly like that. You can copy, I mean, like an extra material, but you need your own answers. And now let's pay attention here on the left. It says, make sure you have your own notes and exercises on your folder. By now, you might have something like this. This is my handwriting here. So make sure that on your notes, you have something like this. Write the date. Write the date here. Today is, and you write the date. This is the title of the class, Entrepreneurship. The keywords. I didn't have space to write the other words, but you do it, please, okay? Right here, entrepreneur, a person, entrepreneurship, a process, enterprise, outcomes, or production, entrepreneurial characteristics or adjectives. What is entrepreneurship? Right here, the answer. You can go back to the first minutes in the video and write down the answer. Steps of entrepreneurship, 1, 2, and 3. The order is extremely important. Idea, plan, and action. What is an entrepreneur? You can use your own words to write this. You don't need to memorize everything. Characteristics of an entrepreneur, all of them. I know I only introduced you today like the 4 most important ones, but I'm asking you to write down all of them, okay? So please do that now. And the last exercise, the sentences with the keywords. So make sure you have your sentence with entrepreneurship, with entrepreneur or startup, entrepreneurial, and enterprise. Okay, did you finish copying the material, the ideas, your notes? Okay, that was it. Thank you very much. I hope to see you soon. You can watch this video whenever you want. Okay, have a wonderful afternoon and see you soon, guys. Bye, bye, bye.